Ahoy, me hearties, and welcome aboard the Nightingale. My name is Alistair, and I will be your captain as we continue our journey through Lies of P. Alright, so we had just made it to Hotel Krat and met up with some new friends. We met Sophia, the butler puppet Polendina. Over in a room farther that way is Lady Antonia, and over there is the workshop where Eugenie works. So, we are now on our way out to Elysion Boulevard in an attempt to locate Geppetto. Yes, I know I can purchase items from Polendina. I don't need to purchase anything right now. Alright. So, I plan to record these all in, like, one big batch kind of thing. Uh, so this is still, you know, right on the tails of the last one, my first recording back. So again, if you, wouldn't mind bearing with me.
Hey, let's be more careful. The Black Rabbit Brotherhood. I hate these guys. But don't be alarmed. My name is Gemini. We'll talk later, when we're safe.
Alright. I also hate the Black Rabbit Brotherhood. Alright, so another cool thing is that anytime that there's a little symbol, like you see Sophia's head there by Hotel Krat, that means that they'll have something to talk to you about if you go there.
I'm Gemini, your friendly puppet guide. Or friendly guide puppet? I don't know, one of those. I'm also a friend of Sophia's. Last time I woke up, Sophia was there because she woke me up. But I'm sure there are still other memories in there. Sorry. Must be the shock. Bear with me, and I'll do my best to guide you.
Grr, rar, salmon. There, I have now bared with you. uh, I'm sorry. So I can do that now. Basically, I become Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Eventually, it'll work the other way, too, which is really, really nice. There are, I don't know, 6 or 7 different Legion arms that you can get in this game. And, I don't know, this game kind of suffers from one of those times when it's like, they just give you the best one right away. Sorry, fiddling with the sound on my headset.
Elysion Boulevard was a regular rich people row. You wanted fancy boutiques and shops. No place better. But that was long ago. Before the puppet frenzy.
Vivid Ergo Fragment. Nice. So that's the one thing that I haven't really been able to nail down with this game, is I don't know how long this has been going on. I don't think it's been that overly long, but I could be wrong. I don't know. It could have been years, but I don't think so. I wish there would have been a wider selection of Legion arms and more things that they could do. Because I just think they were a lot of fun. Let's see, Lada F-150 frame. Cool. I'm gonna be a Ford now? Nope, that makes me slightly heavy. So, not yet. Always want to stay below 60%. Man, good thing this ladder is here. I'd have no way of making it up to a roof any other way. Not like I have, you know, a giant retractable grappling arm. Oh, hi. Why are you just standing here on the roof waiting? Are that many people traversing the roofs that it's that fun for you guys to just chill up here and wait for somebody? I don't know, seems a little counterproductive if you ask me. Oh, no. I'm alive! It's a miracle! I thought for sure I was dead there. Take this time to grab my weapon. And back up to the roofs. I know you know video game logic, so I shouldn't be questioning why these guys are standing up here, but all the same, I'm going to continue questioning why these guys are standing up here. Another sawtooth wheel. There we go. Unlock a slightly closer ladder. I know Soulsborne games have always been about kind of looping back in on each other and having lots of, whatchamacallit, shortcuts and whatnot. I feel like Lies of P has a few too many. Ooh, a star fragment. Cool. We'll get into star fragments in a bit. Not that I'm complaining about shortcuts, because I like having shortcuts. There's nothing worse than dying and having to make a slog of a run back to a place. But, I don't know, some of the shortcuts seem unnecessary or redundant. But, I guess I'd rather have too many than too few. Alright. So to follow up on my promise from the last episode, let's read items as we get them. I don't even remember when I got a Legion magazine. Alright. A polymer filling that activates a Legion arm's specific ability. It can be implanted in a Legion arm to charge Legion rapidly. The polymer bullets that are used in Legion arms were developed in collaboration with Vanini Works. These bullets undergo a chemical reaction inside the Legion arm and turn into different substances like fire, electricity, or acid. It's very helpful. Attribute resistance ampoule? I don't know. Special ampoule made to enhance a puppet's attribute resistances. It works with those. A robust defensive potion is sometimes better than attacking. The resistance ampoule was developed to raise puppets' tolerance to abnormal statuses. Alright. Star fragment. A meteor fragment that can be found in different parts of Krat. It can be used at the Cracks Calling in front of a boss arena to summon a specter. Star fragments cross dimensions to grant human wishes. If you wish for it desperately enough, they may be able to summon somebody who wants to help save this world. So, this game did not have co-op like the other Souls games. But it did still have... I hate these guys. Why do you even have a metal brush? Oh well. Basically, using those things, there'll be pools in front of boss arenas, and you can summon in a little ally to help you fight, which can be very helpful. And sometimes just cool to see. It has really cool effects, kind of like this ladder slide animation, which I very much enjoy. You know, a lot of games could just copy and paste and recycle a lot of the same animations as other games. So it's always refreshing when a game has a unique animation that also doesn't really seem out of place. Alright, and now we have a shortcut back onto the main street. And back to the roofs we go. Oop, missed that item over there. A natural place to store things. Electric Blitz Adhesive. Special abrasive made by mixing electric blitz metal powders. Temporarily imbues a weapon with electric blitz. Wise stalkers are prepared to face any manner of variable that comes up in battle. Abrasives are another weapon that can turn the tide on the constantly shifting battlefield. So basically that'll allow me to put lightning on my weapon, which can be very useful, especially against puppets. I think all puppets are weak to lightning, even if they use electric themselves. I think they're still weak to it. Nope. This area killed me a fair few times my first playthrough. So you got guys up there throwing electric grenades, basically. And I hate these chimney sweeps. I mean, really, I just hate any enemy that stun locks you. Right, that went well. The fact that the Legion magazines exist in this game had given me hope that the Legion arms were going to be far better than they actually are. I mean, don't get me wrong, this puppet string one is absolutely amazing. It's very useful throughout the game. I just wish that there were more of a variety. And that the varieties that there were better than they are. That's not to say that they're awful, it's just they could have been far better and more fun to use. Alright, so here's a prime strategy for fighting this guy. Took me a little bit to figure out for myself, but basically you just gotta, once you get his friggin' attention, just get his attention and then run right past him. And he's probably gonna kill me. Yep, because he can't use them. Well, that's unfortunate. He messed up my strategy. I am almost certainly going to die during this fight. This guy is strong, I am almost dead, and I have no heals. Unless I can manage to... Nope. Was hoping I'd be able to manage to stagger him with a... Yep, there we go. So hopefully my audio and everything is okay here. I did a few tests and it seemed okay-ish to me. But my computer is in a new area. I also finally got a boom arm for my mic, so I feel like a professional. A better microphone is definitely the next thing that I plan to get for my computer. Finally got a second monitor set up so I can actually monitor the recording as it's happening. So hopefully there won't be any more, you know, oops, I just did that whole recording without actually recording issues. Or, oh, I'm not capturing sound. Hopefully that's now going to be a thing of the past. A life amulet. Excellent. Alright. Life amulet increases max hit points. An amulet that can be equipped on a puppet. Information and memories that are useful for movement can be imprinted on the symbols to draw out special powers. The slightest blink is enough to make a puppet move. Puppets do not have life, but it is enough to move them. Apologies if that, motorcycles showed up on the recording. I get a lot of motorcycles out by where I live. In fact, you know, growing up we had always joked. Well, here, let's read this depressing thing first. Frozen Man's Letter. My Louise and Charlotte, my treasure. I can't hear anything. I think the streets are already dead. Nothing but silence. I assume that I, too, will become just another petrified corpse soon. I still remember the sound of your singing voice and the sight of Charlotte looking at picture books. I miss all of it. The best thing I did when I was alive was send you and Charlotte to the cathedral for shelter. I wish the nightmare was all over. If only you and the kid could come back. But I guess now it's impossible. I love you, Louise. I pray that you're safe there. And I got a new gesture. Remembrance. So yeah, that was fun and uplifting. Just like pretty much everything in every Souls game ever. But yeah, we used to joke a lot that, well, we still do, to be honest. We don't look for robins as the first sign of spring. It's like, oh, there go the first Harleys. It's definitely springtime. Pardon me, my throat was dry. Hey, you look identical to that other merchant, even though you're not him.
Why, hello! I didn't know anyone was alive out here. I know what you're thinking, but I'm not a burglar. I'm just crashing in an abandoned house for a while. Don't worry, I won't cause any trouble. We survivors need to look out for each other.
Sure.
For your information, I didn't steal this.
Yeah, no, I didn't think you did. Ah, wonderful. The electric coil. Alright. Well, goodbye, Dragon Crescent Glaive. Hello, electric coil. I will probably be using this game, or this weapon, for most of the game. I very much enjoy it. So, the head of a blunt weapon made by Vanini Company to destroy puppets. The coil releases a powerful current that causes lethal damage to puppets. Humans have always feared anything that excels beyond them. Puppets were already their loyal servants, but humans have created a new natural enemy that is sure to attack their weakness. And the electric coil stick handle. The handle of blunt weapon made by Vanini Company to destroy puppets. Much effort went into the handle's insulation for the sake of the user's safety. The powerful electric blitz was clearly effective in killing puppets. However, its inventor failed to realize that it was also effective on humans. So, in addition to just the fact that it just looks cool, it's very strong against puppets, because it's one of the few weapons in the game that will do a secondary type of damage, because most of them just do physical attack. This one also does electric blitz attack, which is very good against puppets. I can if I get 2 bars of Fable, I can increase the amount of electric blitz damage that it does for a little while. And with 3, it just does a huge overhead attack with lots of lightning. It's very fun. And I'm sure that I'll be trying out some other weapons throughout the game. There's 2 of them that will be my main. There's this one that I'm currently wielding, and then there is, I believe it's called the Salamander Dagger, that I will get later on, though I don't recall exactly where. And it's another one of the special weapons, kind of like this one, except it deals fire damage. I will read that in a moment. How far are you going? Cool. Alright, where was that? Venini's Krot Landmark Guide 2. This month's attraction, Alchemist's Bridge. The Alchemist's Bridge is the bridge on Elysion Boulevard and the main way to Krot City Hall. The Holy Ouroboros, the mark of the alchemists, is fittingly engraved into the bridge. This shows that the alchemists are not just a powerful, privileged class, but have also donated tremendous amounts of money across the city. Thanks to the thriving culture of philanthropy in Krot, you can find areas with names of prominent figures. It's like the city's motto, the citizens are the owners of the city. The most widely known attraction is Rosa Isabella Street. It's named after the cultural sponsor, Lady Isabella Monad. But if you think about how the lady's married to the leader of the alchemists, Valentius, you'd think twice about who really is in control of Krot. The union of Krot's old families and the organization of alchemists is shown in this symbolic form. Given that the sacred Ouroboros mark is engraved on City Hall as well, it's obvious who owns the city of Krot. Rating 3 out of 5. A good place to learn about Krot's beginning, end, and its essence. Reporter, Modero. This guide was made with the support of Venini Company, but may not reflect the company's opinions. Good old Venini. Always gotta protect his own interests.
I can sense something strange. Neighbors. Is that a butterfly?
It was.
Why is the ergo reacting like that? If you want to check it out, I can take point.
So, yeah, that was, basically an interdimensional butterfly that will show up. And, they're like the crystal lizards and whatnot from, Dark Souls. They will, give you upgrade materials. Warning, Petrification Disease Quarantine Zone. No trespassers. Everyone is a patient or a lunatic. Do not speak to them. I'm going in. And I'll speak to them. Oh, right. This is sad. I guess I shouldn't speak to her, because it's sad. But, side quest.
This must be your first time in the Petrification Disease Quarantine Zone. For most people, this is their last stop. You are a good Samaritan for coming all the way here. I'm one. May I ask you a favor? My family took my baby from me and sent me here. They said it was for my own good, but it was heartless just the same. A baby must be with its mother. Please go to Krot City Hall and bring me my baby.
I'll find her.
Thank you so much, kind one. I can finally see my sweet Elena's face again. Please hurry. Hard scales spreading across my eyes. Before I lose my sight, please.
She said the baby was at City Hall. Should we check it out? Oh, I hope everybody's safe.
See, why'd you have to go and say that? Come on, Gemini. Right, I don't have that ability yet. Yay! And now I got the Crop Police Baton. Let's take a look at that. Ahead from the self-defense baton used by Crop Police, the hard cudgel can be used to bash all kinds of puppets. After the violent protest with the factory labor union, it became customary for police batons in Crop to be painted black. The reason needs no explanation. The handle from the self-defense batons used by Crop Police. The grooved lines make for a firm grip. It can be assembled with any blade. Do not ever rob a police officer's home. You won't go to prison. It's a one-way ticket to the sewers with a head smashed by a police baton. The advice of a retired petty thief. Anyway, we were about to go and find a baby and bring it into a quarantine zone. Sure, there's nothing that could go wrong with that. Torn doodle. It itches. Peel the skin and there's blue blood. 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 Pretty cocoon. Blue angel. Joyful appetite. Blue death. What a feast. Death, death, and death. I'm alive. It itches. Did y'all like that? I was thinking about getting that tattooed on my back in Old English font. Also, because it's been quite a while, 10 points to anybody who gets that reference. Technically, I could have gotten down here before if I had, like, jumped off a roof. I think there was a ladder that I didn't go down to. But, you know, now I've got the shortcut so I can just walk in. Lots of sawtooth wheels. I forgot how many of them the game loaded you up with in the beginning. You get so few of them as the game progresses. Oops, wrong button. Just wait for that to expire. While we're doing that, let's get a change of clothes, huh? Let's see. Let's toss on the armor of the honorable for a little while. I think basically for the most part, whenever I find a new costume, I'm going to be tossing it on for a bit. And then once we're out of new costumes, I'll probably just settle on the one that I prefer the most and wear that for the remainder of the game. But, if memory serves, you get a fair few of them throughout the game, which is really nice. I love it when games let enemies get caught in the traps. Oop. Out of power for my string. What a weird sentence. Gemini's emergency protection. Temporarily protects death ergo when hit. Food for the cricket puppet that receives help from Gemini. When used when there is a death ergo to reclaim, it reduces the ergo loss from being hit. The Gemini model was designed so it could be fed ergo to build affinity. However, no one could have imagined that this model had another ability that was even more special. Don't worry, I'll make sure to protect you. So that's a mechanic we haven't really come across yet. This is the ladder I could have climbed down before that I didn't. Like most Souls-likes, if you die, you drop all of your ergo where you died. The way that this game differs is that the amount that's there will go down every time you get hit on your way back to it. So if you activate Gemini's protection there for a short time, it won't degrade if you get hit. Throwing cell. Incredibly overpowered. A large output battery that can be thrown inflicts electric blitz damage at the area of impact. After the puppet frenzy, people began to fashion weapons of resistance in their desperation. Many throwable weapons were manufactured, and these exhibited excellent results against their marching enemies. The throwing objects in this game are so vastly overpowered that people have beaten the game just using those. And... oh, another sad story. We'll deal with that in a second when I'm done rambling. Hello, Resident Evil dog jump window scare. That's a sentence. So, you know, I mean, with every kind of Souls game or thing like this, there are always going to be the people who will attempt what is known as a Soul Level 1 run, where they will basically pick the class that starts with the lowest stats as close to level 1 as possible, and then they will beat the entirety of the game without ever leveling up once, which is a slog. Can I clip this yet? I can. Excellent. Usually it revolves around using an early game kind of broken-ish weapon. In this one, most people will use the items, and then just use all their ergo to buy the items, because you can take out a boss in like 10 seconds with some of these throwables. It's ridiculous.
Who is it? Is that you, Murphy?
Nope.
Oh, I guess not. Sorry, I thought you were my friend, Murphy.
Nope. I have a friend, Murphy.
Murphy is a super cool police officer. As a puppet, even the petrification disease can't get him. I wish I was like him.
My friend Murphy's kind of a weirdo.
You should leave so you don't catch the disease from me.
I'm good. I'm gonna bring a puppet into, or a baby into the whole disease thing, so it's fine.
If only we could play together like we used to. Murphy, I miss you.
I make light because these quests are incredibly depressing. So it's hinted at a little bit here, but basically in addition to the puppet frenzy that's going on, the city is also being plagued by an epidemic. With a wonderfully fun disease called the petrification disease. We'll learn quite a bit more about it later on in the game. But to my knowledge, it's very similar to, what was it called? Greystone? Stone Skin? Something like that. The Stone Men from Game of Thrones. Grayscale. That was it. I think. Right, that's empty. But basically it just kind of slowly petrifies you and covers you in stone. So, you know, fun stuff like that. Hey, old-timey elevator. What, no 20s ragtime music? I suppose this is probably supposed to be before... Actually, I don't know what year this is supposed to be. I mean, you know, obviously farther back, but, you know, most things are still oil lamp and everything. I think these are actually electric. Yeah, light bulbs made to look like candles. But I mean, you know, because of the discovery of Ergo, the city of Krat entered into a technological renaissance. So, no, yeah, the note said 18XX, so sometime in the 1800s. I guess it would be easier for me to guess or know if I knew more about the original story of Pinocchio. I mean, to be honest, I don't even know much about the Disney version of Pinocchio. It's so many of those, like, classic childhood films I've never seen. So, you know, go figure. Let's see. I'm just gonna call these potions because I don't know how to pronounce that former word, which I think is French. But attribute purification potion. Removes attribute status ailments. A special potion that purifies a puppet's attribute status ailments. Removes overheat, electric shock, decay, and corruption. Some status ailments are difficult to withstand even with internal parts. The purification potion was developed to remove a puppet's status ailments instantly. And I'm going to equip that on my extra bag. And we will move on. I really thought that these things were, like, proximity-based when I first played it, but you have to destroy them for, things to hurt you. So that's real nice. Alchemist Bridge. All puppets will be destroyed. Purge puppets.
You've got a lot to answer for.
So this is that seal that we read about. We can ignore that story thing for a minute. So this is the, you know, the Ouroboros is the snake eating its own tail, and then all the other alchemical symbols.
You know what caused the puppet frenzy, don't you? You're their maker, practically their father. You and the alchemist scheming together. Tell me the truth.
Oh, come on, man.
What's
Don't be
your
such an
problem?
ass. Ah.
I'm here for the old man. Get lost. Wait. I know you. Or more like, I know what you are. You're the devil's puppet.
Well, that's harsh.
You can't sneak past me. Die!
I mean, I wasn't trying to, but... I think I snuck past you right there, though.
Cursed puppet! Back again!
So this guy belongs to the Stalker faction. I don't really know what their purpose was before the puppet frenzy, but afterwards, I know they went around and they hunted a lot of puppets. They're kind of mercenary-esque.
Then string you up on the bridge.
And then I know that within the Stalkers, there's two different factions in and of themselves. One made up of nobles and one made up of, I don't know if it's just people like nobles and non-nobles, or what the other faction is specifically made of.
Back again. I demanded the truth. Now I feel bad for my comrade.
Sorry, bud. That is a fancy-ass ring. Also, who wears gloves or rings on the outside of their gloves? That's kind of weird. I never noticed that before. Oh, right, I just killed my very first human. I'm a murderer now.
Finally, we meet, son. It's a dream come true. Seeing you like this.
Covered in another human's blood?
I understand why some people despise me. I invented the puppets, after all. I should take responsibility as their maker. But in order for me to do that, I need to take care of the puppets at City Hall.
But you're not going to do
You
that.
help me, son. Take this. You'll find it most useful.
Alright, cool. So yeah, you're gonna take care of the puppets at City Hall and you want my help. No, you mean you're gonna go and hide back at the hotel while I do it all. I mean, hi, Dad. Alright, let's see. He just gave me a couple of useful things. The Enigma Assembly Tool. A tool that can assemble and disassemble a weapon's blade and handle. Weapon Assemble is available through Stargazers and Eugenie. When dealing with a non-human enemy, it was necessary to do away with common sense. The workshop and the stalkers assembled various blades and handles, focusing on making the greatest weapons. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, now if I wanted, I could remove the head from my coil here and stick it on a rapier's handle. And you can make some truly weird-looking weapons. But it allows you to mix and match, which is neat. Alright, new outfit. Mad Donkey's hunting apparel. Alright. The hunting apparel of the Mad Donkey. It reeks of brutal violence. The madman, who was now terminally ill, no longer feared puppets or the petrification disease. He simply wanted to know the truth, the reason for his colleagues' bloodshed. The mask worn by the Mad Donkey. It is the mask of one blindly seeking the truth. The madman wanted to find the real truth. Blinded by his stubbornness, he failed to see the approach of death. I like it. I mean, it's kind of rags and whatnot, but it still looks good. In my opinion, none of the outfits in this game look terrible. I think, honestly, this is probably my least favorite, but it's still decent looking. I generally don't wear the head accessories, but I mean, you know, you've seen what the Mad Donkey looks like. Because I know everybody really wanted to. That's what this looks like. Isn't that fun? Should I spend the rest of the game looking like this? No? That's a terrible idea? Yeah, I agree. But then, you know, fancy top hat. Most of a dog. Santa hat. Antlers. Bandana. But, yeah.
I want to hear all about your experiences, but now isn't a good time. Use the Stalker's key to open the bridge door. Then get rid of the frenzied puppets that have seized City Hall. We'll catch up at Hotel Krat when you're done.
Uh-huh. So what are you supposed to be doing to make up for your sins? No? All the same stuff? Alright, cool. Thanks. I guess he's more of an ideas guy. You used Krat City Hall key.
So about that weapon assembly tool you were talking about. If you find any more weapons, let's try using them here.
Yeah, eventually, just to make some silly-looking combinations. Just because it's fun. Okay, so yeah, see, I can't level up at Stargazers anymore. I've got to go back to Hotel Krat and talk to Sophia. I still don't fully understand the whole butterfly motif. I don't know, it's explained a little bit, I guess, but I don't know.
I'll use my power to help you.
Well, thank you. I would very much like you to use your power to help me. So I guess I've never really explained these. So Vitality is your health, and how much health you can regain after doing a successful guard. Vigor is just your stamina. Capacity is how much you can equip, and how much ammo, for lack of a better word, you can have in your Legion arm. Motivity is essentially strength. So your physical attacks with heavy, stronger weapons, like the bat that I'm using right now. Technique is your dexterity. And advance increases your elemental damage, as well as also giving you more Legion capacity. So for a lot of the weapons that I'm going to be using, advance is going to be one of the main ones that I'm going to be leveling up. Alright, let's go see Eugenie and see if I've got what I need to level up this
I know my
weapon.
way around a weapon. Want me to look at something?
Yes. Yeah. Alright. How far can we upgrade this electric coil? +2. I'll take it. And then we'll also be able to alter the handles once we get these cranks. And basically that'll change the scaling. So right now, at standard, the coil has a C scaling in motivity, D in technique, and B in advance. And I can choose one of these three when I have the cranks to do it, to where I can make it scale at a B with motivity and have no technique scaling. Or I can make it a C in technique and a D in motivity. Or I can give it an A scaling in advance, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing, because that won't take away from the physical at all. It's only a positive. And since the other weapon that I'm going to be using is a technique weapon, because it's a little dagger, it would be good to have both of them. But I believe that this is where we will drop anchor for today. So, thank you for joining me aboard the Nightingale, and I will see you next time as we continue to sail the sea of games. Until then, keep the wind at your back and your eyes on the horizon, and fare you well, me hearties.